Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we're looking at Moon Knight Volume 5, The Last Days of Moon Knight. So this is from the 2021 Moon Knight run. It collects 25 through 30 by Jed MacKay and creative team, rated T for teen from Marvel. Though that's a very generous T for teen. This is an incredible Moon Knight run. And this isn't the end of it, it's just the end of this part of it. Because then it becomes a run about the Midnight Mission without Moon Knight, but then Moon Knight comes back, and it starts a new run, where it is Moon Knight back in the saddle. So it's like 3 books, but it's all one big Moon Knight run, kind of. But this is the last one in this series of volumes. So let me read you the back of the book. The past comes... I already messed up. Night's End. The past comes back to bed evil Moon Knight as he pursues his latest enemy. Someone at once familiar and new. Hunting for answers, he is haunted by the last mission of the Karnak Cowboys, a mercenary crew counting among its members Mark Spector, Jean-Paul Duchamp, Robert Plesko, and Layla Elflaudy. Meanwhile, as Moon Knight is left to deal with Apocalyptic Fence, Khonshu's other faithful fist, Hunter's Moon, who's also awesome, and Marvel Legends, hit us up with an action figure, please, leads new converts to war. It's midnight. Alright, give me a break. But was his most recent resurrection flawed? And does this new weakness spell doom for Dr. Badir? Both Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon are searching for the Black Spectre, with the fate of Manhattan and a pivotal life hanging in the balance. With all hope of another resurrection gone, everything is on the line for Moon Knight. And I gotta tell you, this is a pretty great book. Just Jed MacKay Moon Knight stuff is incredible. And the art, oh my god, there's a lot of purples and oranges in a way. It's a dark book, but it's so colorful. It really, really is. But we have this new Black Spectre. And I gotta say, I feel like his identity is pretty obvious. It ends up being... I'm just going to throw this spoiler out here. It ends up being Mark Spector's old psych friend from the Karnak Cowboys. And his death was incredibly suspect, and they tried a little too hard to cover their tracks and convince you he was really dead. And it's no. I didn't believe that for a second. Corporate comics, come on. No. No. But we see Zodiac kind of start to get on board a bit, and we also see 8-Ball kind of lead Moon Knight to Black Spectre and betray him and run away. But then 8-Ball comes back. This comic gives us the redemption of 8-Ball, which I never thought we'd see. I mean, who cares about 8-Ball enough to redeem him? Apparently, Jed MacKay. Yeah. We also see a lot of little mercenary stuff from Mark's past, kind of solidifying just how much he's changed and whatnot. We see him fight Jigsaw and Jigsaw's drone army. God, he's so menacing. He's a psycho, but he's really, really, really cool. We see the death of his original love, and he fights this guy that can't feel pain, Manslaughter Marsdale, as well as some others, Man Mountain Marco. And if you read The Devil's Reign Moon Knight, you saw him pop Mountain Marco's eyes out, but now he has robot eyes. but I'll never forget him popping those eyes out. That was a insane, insane comic. Wow. And Moon Knight says, Mardsdale might live, maybe you will too, but back in the Myrmidon, I made you a promise, Marco. Because he said, like, hey, if you ever come out of this prison and come after me or anything, I will basically end you. And, oh, God, I wouldn't want to be Man Mountain Marco. I really, really would not. But, there's also Waxman, who was buried alive by Mark Spector, and now he's been freed, and he is insane and really, really trying to take out Mark. But hey, 8 Ball comes back to help, and I cheered. I was so happy when 8 Ball came back. I was like, yes, yes, it's friggin' 8 Ball, dude. I was so happy when it happened. It's kind of insane how happy I was, to be completely honest. But we also see Hunter's Moon. And, he's got a lot of mole men that he's converted to his religion. And they're fighting stuff because it turns out they're going to use sound waves to destroy the city. And he's kind of helping figure that out. And he's got these other ancient Moon Knights with him, like the ghosts supporting him, backing him up. Yeah. But Hunter's Moon, you see, every time that a Fist of Khonshu is resurrected, they come back a little different, a little less themselves, a little more feral and primal, and eventually they come back and they're just a beast and they have to be put down and laid to rest. But Hunter's Moon, since Khonshu is locked up, he came back wrong. His resurrection was kind of botched, and now the spirits of other Moon Knights, past Moon Knights, can take him over. Like this cavemanish kind of barbarian Moon Knight takes him over and makes him beat the ever-loving shit out of somebody. Because Hunter's Moon, Mark Spector Moon Knight doesn't have this, but Hunter's Moon has like the memories and fighting prowess of all the previous Moon Knights. And that is actually kind of biting him in the butt, because now those Moon Knights can possess him and he can accidentally channel them when he doesn't want to. But also, that was kind of the last of Khonshu's power that could really reach beyond the walls of his Asgardian prison. For you see, now if a Moon Knight dies, they stay dead. There's no Khonshu to bring them back. And, you might as well slap a Mark Spector dies now sign on a comic after they say something like that in a corporate comic, I mean, yikes. But, they're able to go into a guy's mind, and, Mark's other personalities are there fighting alongside him, and, they meet this geologist. I won't spoil everything for you there, but they really help him out. I really don't want to give you every little detail, because, I want you to read this. It's really an incredible book that I think you should read. But, Moon Knight, Hunter's Moon, Tigra, who I haven't mentioned enough in this book, and 8 Ball, all go to take on this new villain, Black Spectre. And they do a decent job of it, Tigra almost gets blown up by a landmine, but she's able to get out of it. Gets her last little kiss with Mark before he gets blown up. And, you've got Soldier helping out as well. Everybody's being really, really helpful. It's a great book, and it's a big team effort to, take everyone down. And, of course, we got all of Mark's vampire friends taking him out. And we also get this kind of house of... Oh, sorry, my cat is running around. The Midnight Mission, of course, as you know, is alive now. And Zodiac is inside of it. So that's not great for Zodiac because he's trapped in there with a vampire, but it's also like a living house that can devour him. But he doesn't really get devoured. He kind of gets turned against his master, more in a way. And we see a little bit of Khonshu coming to Mark towards the end, but oops, Reese is kind of just goofing on him in the Midnight Mission. He is able to escape the Midnight Mission. It's actually very interesting that how he gets out, which once again I won't entirely spoil for you. I want to give you the story and tell you how great this comic is, but I want there to be enough of it for you to be able to enjoy reading it yourself. So they are able to stop the plan to destroy everything, but not before Mark dies. And Black Spectre gets away, but luckily Zodiac's gonna torture him to death. Yeah. But even without Mark, the Midnight Mission goes on. Reese is in charge now. And you still have Hunter's Moon taking a much more active role in the mission now. Tigra and Soldier are still there. But also 8-Ball. 8-Ball is a member of the Midnight Mission. And God, I hope it sticks, because I love it. And it also, there's an ad in the back for Moon Knight City of the Dead, which I will also be reviewing soon. But that is it for Moon Knight Volume 5, The Last Days of Moon Knight from the 2021 to 2023 run. Incredible run. It's still technically going, even though it's under a different title. I love it. It might actually be one of my favorite Marvel Comics runs now. I'm dead serious. It's that good. This is an incredible run on Moon Knight. And not enough people are reading it. In all honesty, it's incredible. It truly is. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.